One of the hardest tournaments for me to get my head around in Raid Shadow Legends is the turn attack tournament, especially as a mid to early game player who hasn't got like really good teams for all of the dungeons. Turn attack tournaments can be a bit confusing to figure out how to tackle them. Like, which stages should we be doing? Like, how do we figure that out? The answer is it's going to depend on you and your account, but I'm going to tell you the steps you need to figure it out for yourself. So you're going to get the most amount of points for the least amount of energy possible. Now, before we showcase my little strategy here, make sure to use my QR code above or check the link in the description if you want to start a new Raid Shadow Legends account with 4 amazing epic champions as you level up and the choice between one of these awesome legendary champs. You can go to the promo code page just by going here and typing in one of those promo codes on screen. Now, let's talk about these turn attack events and how they actually work. So, instead of a normal tournament, which is usually based on the gear that you get, a turn attack event is based on how quickly you finish the stage and how many turns. The fewer turns, the better. But there is a bit of a catch to that. Higher stages will still get you more points, even if they take more turns. And you're not really going to know by reading this chart which one is going to be best for you without a little bit of practicing first. So, in this case, with this Spider Turn Attack tournament, as an example, stages 1 to 3 can give us 4 to 13 points per run, 4 to 7, 6 to 21 points, 8 to 11, 8 to 27 points, 12 to 16, 10 to 32 points, 17 to 20, 16 to 50 points, and so on and so forth. So the higher stage you do, the more points you'll get for the lower threshold, even if it takes you 1,500 turns to complete the Spider Turn Attack, you will still get the minimum amount of points. Now, what's interesting about this is how it's kind of categorized. The stage here, 1 to 3, it doesn't matter if you go stage 1, 2, or 3. It just matters how many turns you do within that bracket. So if you do stage 1 in 1 turn, you'll get the maximum points of 13. But if you do stage 3 and it takes you 1,000 turns for whatever reason, you will only get 4 points. So the best thing to do is always to go for the lowest stage in each tier, and you'll try to figure out which one you can do with the most points. And we'll figure out that out in a second. So you want to get the most points per energy. Now, you got to ask yourself, what is your maximum spider stage or whatever dungeon it may be for? So you go to your dungeons, you look at spiders then, and you go, what is the max stage I've completed? In my case, it's stage 15. So I know that it's probably not going to be very viable for me to do a turn attack tournament on stage 15. So we're going to go back with that information in mind. For you, it may be a higher stage or a lower stage. And we are going to see what tiers there are. So there's one 12 to 16, right? So what we can try and do is do a stage 12. It's the lowest stage in that tier, and see how many points we get. And let's have a little look at this, and we're going to write it down as we go. So we're going to go to this spider den, stage 12, which is the lowest stage in this tier. We're going to set up our team, and then we're just going to start on a normal battle, not super raid, and we're going to see how many turns it takes and how many points we get for 14 energy. So for me, it took 45 turns, as we can see at the top. We spent 14 energy and got 17 points. So we're going to write that down. We're just going to put that somewhere. Stage 12, that tier got us 14 energy cost for 17 points. Now we go back to the turn attack again. And if you're doing this, watching this video after another turn attack comes out, you may have different tiers. So we just did stage 12, which is the lowest stage of this tier. Now we're going to go to stage 8, which is the lowest stage of the next tier below. And we're going to do a stage 8 and see how we do. Now keep in mind, if you go for lower stages, you are going to get less silver, less powerful accessories, and less XP, but it will cost less energy overall. So it is going to be a bit of a decision for you whether or not it's worth it. Yes, we're going to go for stage 8, which is the lowest stage. This time it costs us 12 energy. So let us see how many turns we can do it in and how many points this gets us. So this took me 6 turns and I got 20 points for 12 energy. So this is clearly a more efficient way for farming tournament points than the other tier. Now we've got to write that down again. Stage 8 we got 20 points for 12 energy. But next, we're going to go to the next tier just to test it. Most likely, this isn't going to be worth it, but let's have a look. We'll go to this Spider Ton attack again. The next tier, 4 to 7, is actually 21 points, potentially, for Stage 4. Now, Stage 4 is very low down in terms of our rewards, so most likely, we may be not really worth doing this. 2 to 4 star artifacts. We're going to weigh up the risk of wasting energy to get poor artifacts. We're going to test it anyway, but most likely this is not going to be as worthwhile for us. Let's see if it's like an extra 1 point for the same amount of energy cost, and maybe, but let's see. And we did it in 2 turns and got 19 points. So very clearly there, with a 10 energy cost, we got 19 points, right? That's the most important thing. We got 19 points with 10 energy. So that's 1.9 points per energy cost. For stage 8, we got 20 points for 12 energy, which comes out to 1.6 energy, 1.6 points per energy. And then stage 12, we got 17 points for 14 energy, which works out as 1.2 points per energy. So stage 4 is actually the most energy efficient, but it's not as big of a gap between stage 8 and stage 12. I just want to cut in here quickly whilst editing. These are my point results. Yours may be different. So you can follow this video step by step to get your own results. They're definitely going to be different to mine, and then you can make a decision based on your own. This is just a guideline and showcasing you the steps you need to take. To me, the nice middle ground for me personally is probably stage 8. I know that I'm at least going to get 3 to 5 star artifacts, which might be good to put on some, you know, early game faction war champions potentially, and I'm going to make a bit more silver for it. So I'm going to personally go for stage 8. You, it may be different, and you can use this calculation to work it out for yourself. And then what we can do is go to this as a final little look. We go to the tournament section, take a look at this. We work out how many points we want for the rewards that we'd like. For me personally, I want to get these Titan coins, and we need 1,750 tournament points to do that. So we know from doing stage 8, we are going to get 1.6 points per energy spent. So a quick calculation, it's going to take 1,093 energy to complete this and get the reward I want. So I'm going to just spend 1,093 energy. I could, of course, speed that up by putting it on super raids, but it's still going to be the same energy cost. You know, quite a lot, but it's going to be worth it for the Titan coins at the end of the day. So I just wanted to share how to do that, and you can do that yourself by following my step-by-step guide. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did, let me know, and I'll see you in the comments.